Well, hey folks, FatGuyFliesRC. All right, we're going to take up the tiny UMX PITTS here. This is the 1400mm FMS PITTS. Take it up and have some fun with it. Got a 5000 HRB, and you know what? I didn't check CG. Let me check CG real quick, just to take the few seconds to check CG, which is, I have it underneath the wing somewhere. Yeah, it's right back there, and she's fine. She's fine right there. Slightly nose heavy to level's good. So
motor ready. Careful, this PITTS bites.
All right, 5000 high rates, 7.5 minute timer. Right, left, down, right, left. What little wind we have is coming from the west, but not enough to really matter. Let's take it up and just have some fun. That's the name of the game of the PITTS. Just take it up, have fun with it. Very aerobatic, big wide sweeping turns, flips and rolls, and stall turns, and all kinds of good stuff.
Timer reset.
But like all planes tail draggers, you want to get up on your main and drive it with your tail.
Time remaining 7 minutes.
Well, if I knew where it went, I'd done.
Beautiful plane.
I didn't even know they had one down there, Tim. I mean, I thought you could bring your own and plug it in, but I didn't know they had one.
You can bring your own.
Hold on a minute, I'll be down there.
A little high, I know. Absolutely gorgeous plane though. Really no elevator needed, very little elevator needed to maintain inverted.
Time remaining 6 minutes.
All right, see if we can't get a touch and go in now. Probably won't fly the full 6 minutes or the full time because I got other planes to fly, do more testing. A little slap and go there. A little upward spire and knife edge there. All right, let's get lined up with our runway.
I'll charge you up tonight if I might come out tomorrow afternoon. You're going to be out there, huh? Okay, I'm probably going to be out. I want to fly this.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm going to try this.
All right, we're going to take off from right there. I'm going to take it straight up.
Well, I'm like you on that area, but I'm like the I'm going to try to catch that wing up tomorrow.
Time remaining 5 minutes.
Try to catch that wing up.
Great flying jet, or great flying plane. Been flying jets lately.
If you want to go back to your original wheel.
Yeah, I might. I like those. I'm
But the shipping, you know, that's $5 shipping.
it's fine. It works good. I'm happy.
How about a touch and go with no touch? How about that?
Yeah, I got yellow paint. That'd be cool. You know, get this thing all fixed up and solid.
Well, that'd be a good, would be a good place for extra to keep training.
Oh, knife edge here.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I don't like
Time remaining 4 minutes.
Bring it right at us and peel away. FMS, I want to thank you for sending the PITTS out for review. I absolutely love the way it flies, love the way it handles, love the way it looks too. Very handsome plane. That sounds weird, doesn't it? Remember, this is a 3-pointer.
Well, that one guy, that Canadian guy, he showed up after I got it.
All right. Didn't like that.
And
I'll do that again.
well, he did fly. He had a small.
Running an AR631 Spectrum receiver.
When you got here, he took off after right after you got here. I don't know what he had going on.
Yeah, it's the guy, Joe.
I'm not sure.
No.
Ah,
Yeah, you gotta know
I think I've cursed myself now. All right, let's see how she does on grass.
Hey.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
But I won't find a bag. I like that.
Well, we took off in the grass, so let's land in the grass.
Lucky you got that.
Thank you, guy. Well, I got to fill out an application.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that way Ron doesn't open the box and go.
Put it in the envelope.
Yeah, exactly. You would remember. I would. Hey, open it first.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
I had a guy. Yeah, you had a guy come with me.
All right, we're really not going to have time to do a battery report. I'll meet you back in the man cave, and we'll go over all the settings, battery, and everything back in the man cave. So see you there. Well, hey folks, FatGuyFliesRC. All right, we had a great time flying the PITTS today. We ran out of time. I had other planes I needed to fly, and we just didn't have time to finish up doing an after battery report. So that's why I said we'll beat you back in the man cave, and here we are. I just left the battery in there, but I unplugged it, of course. And let's go ahead and get you a battery report real quick. We got a few things we need to go over about the PITTS and about the flight today. And let me grab a battery checker. It would be kind of hard to know what the battery is without the battery checker. Okay. All right. After, I want to say I don't know how, about 3 minutes we flew, and I know we had to cut the flight short. I think I flew for a little over 4 minutes, but I honestly don't remember it being the video. Still had 64% left. So I have the timer set for 7.5 minutes normally, and I want to say we came back maybe 2.5 minutes. I don't really remember, to be honest with you. I think we flew 4 or 5 minutes. I don't remember. I may have mentioned it in the video, but regardless, 7.5 minutes is perfect on your timer. CG on the plane is actually on the very towards the end, or the back of the front top wing, if you look, hopefully you can see it. See those black marks right there? Right here? There's some black marks there. I got a little glue spot in the middle between the two, the forward and the aft, and so I put my finger on them glue spots, and she pretty well. Wait a minute. Okay, there we go. There we go. And she CG's pretty good, maybe favoring nose heavy. The numbers actually are, if I can see, 155 to 165 millimeters back from the throttle cut is on, from the leading edge there. So I put my fingers on that front leading edge, that 165, and she CG's pretty good. I probably could put that battery towards the end of the tray and got it a little more neutral, but she flew beautifully. All right. Let me show you. I'll show you the battery tray real quick. Let's go over our rates. It's simple rates because there's no flaps and no nose wheel to go over. I do have to get the plane to where you can see everything. I know the computer there blocks some of the wing. All right, flew at my high rates. And the rates I flew in, ailerons are 100% with 40% expo. Elevator, 100% with 40% expo. And rudder is 100% with 50% expo. All right. My forward programming, because I have an AR631 inside there. The gains are one-time gains. And roll 34%, pitch 44%, and yaw 60%. Priority all at 112 on roll, pitch, and yaw. Nothing with heading. Stop lock all at 50 on roll, pitch, and yaw, and nothing done with the release rate. Like I said, gains are set at one-time gains, and I obviously don't have a nose wheel gyro. Alrighty. And that's basically the flying setting. The timers are set for 7.5 minutes, and you fly the way you want, and you still can be okay. There is something about the PITTS, though, in case you're just new and you've never really seen the PITTS, you're thinking about getting this one. This does have a, let's just say it's a design flaw. It's something that they need to address, and it's a simple fix. But most people just go ahead and fix it on their own, and it's actually very, very simple. And it has to do with your battery. You must, let me say it again, you must. If you buy this plane, you've got to put some sort of a the normal battery tray stops here, and there's no wood there. I have added that block of wood and a piece of molding from the inside of a crashed plane, lightweight plastic, and that way it gives me about a 2-inch or 1.5 inch block. The reason for that is on this battery tray, got a big old 6S battery. Okay, unplug it since we're done flying. You got yourself a big old 6S battery. Okay. Hopefully the camera will focus, but do you see right here on the end of this tray? See them plastic protrusions on either side? Okay. They're just plastic. Okay. Those little plastic protrusions are all that's holding this great big heavy 6S battery from sliding. It already sits in it at an angle from sliding back, okay, and falling to the back of the plane. If you have this great big brick that weighs about 4 pounds, I don't know how much it is, it's heavy. If this was to suddenly go to the back of the plane while you're up in the air, you're going to have a sudden dramatic shift in CG, and you're going to have a very bad day. The reason I say that is because these little nipples over time, as you slide this thing in and out, in and out, in and out, those little nipples get less and less pronounced, and eventually it just free sliding, okay? So you could build a structure, maybe put a lock, something in there to keep, but the easiest and the quickest, simplest thing is just put some sort of structure there. Something hard, piece of hardened foam, make a wood motor mount, just something that's going to block that, because in the tray, this battery is only going to come back maybe a 1/4 of an inch. Maybe you won't even even notice it, and touch that dam, and you probably wouldn't even notice it happened. So that's good. That's what you want. So if you do that, she's a great flying plane. And who knows, your little things, they might, little nipples here, their little protrusions, they might be good for 150 foot flights. You know, why risk it? There's way too many. Read all the forums, all the videos, everything. There is just too many counts of this happening to people, realizing that this is a bad thing. Why FMS doesn't just address it and fix it, I don't know. It's a simple fix. But I also understand that would require new molds and everything. When you put the battery in, you're not going to hear that click. But now with the batteries out, listen. Okay. All right. When you put that battery in, you don't even hear that. Okay. You just barely, because it stretches that plastic. But anyways, that's just something that you need to do. Okay. That's just something that needs to be fixed. And it's an easy fix for you to do. It's not hard. And that thing is, as long as you know that ahead of time, that's not a deal breaker. The performance of this plane, the way this thing looks in the air, its presence, its simplicity, far outweighs basically that small. I mean, it can be a major defect if you let it be. But this thing is just such a great flying plane. I absolutely love the way it flies. I love the way it looks. I'm blown away with it. This is my second one. The first one I had, and I flew the dog mess out. I did the same thing, the same mod with it as I did with this one. And this one FMS sent out to me for review. And I absolutely love this plane. It flies beautifully. I mean, when you're wanting a good biplane, you'd be hard pressed. As far as sport aerobatic biplane, you're going to be hard pressed to find a better one than maybe that Christian. I think it's called something Christian. I really don't know. The white one with the there's a different name to it. It says Christian. That might be as close to this one, but PITTS are absolutely legendary as far as sport aerobatic biplanes, and she's just fun to fly. You bring her in a nice 3-point landing and then mitigate that bounce. And anyways, we can go on singing the praise of the PITTS. There's just this one thing you need to fix, and it's a simple fix, a very simple fix. All right, folks. Well, thank you so much for watching. This is FatGuyFliesRC. This is the FMS PITTS. FMS, thank you for a review. God bless y'all. Y'all have a good, and we'll catch you next time, and see you in the air. Bye-bye.